Hello, my name is Cindy Bennett and welcome to this video. Thank you so much for coming. Don't forget to leave a comment below this video. Let me know how you liked it and please consider subscribing to my channel. I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, good. So it's good to see you. This is Kelly Tagg from All Things VIP Kid, Outschool. Where else are you from?
A whole bunch of different companies. Outschool the most. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had the Outschool. What was that course you guys were selling?
Oh yes, the Outschool boot camp.
Is that still available?
I mean, yes, you can ask. Outschool kind of started doing their own training, which overshadowed us, so we're not advertising as much. But yes, ask me about it if you're interested.
Wow. So, okay. Yeah, I figured they might jump on that one.
Yes.
They don't want us having all the fun, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, at the time they weren't doing anything like it, and maybe I'm biased, but I do think ours is a little less dry. No offense, I love
it. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I'm glad they're doing some training because when we first started, it was like a shot in the dark. We didn't know what we were doing. We just were going off of our training and so I just want to so we are virtual teachers. So I met Kelly through VIP Kid. We originally met like on YouTube because she was making videos, and then I remember Danny from Happy Farms, Louisiana, she was making some videos, and Evelyn. And so we kind of all connected through that. We've done lots of collaborations. And we've had lots of fun. Sometimes we collaborate about teaching. Sometimes I think we did one about YouTuber stuff, and that was really fun. And just general, we kind of share our lives a little bit together and keep up with each other. So that's really great. And now that VIP Kid is they're still in existence and they're still plugging along. Maybe they'll grow more since they've kind of changed some things around, but we're connecting also by other virtual learning platforms. And so that's what I like to share on my channel, some of the platforms to maybe help other teachers. And I know Kelly's doing a lot of that too, but you also have the updates, right? What updates are you doing on your channel?
So whenever Outschool sends out emails, no set day of the week, they're sporadic, but every Tuesday, unless I'm on vacation, because I have been, it's summer, I will read like the emails from the past week. And I have a lot of people that tell me I don't bother to read them. So I'm glad you read them to me. So if you don't feel like reading them, you run out of time, you can just listen to me read them. And I share screen and show them to you and discuss them too.
Right. And the last one you did was about the training for safety training.
Oh, yes.
And, it was interesting. I went back to look for it and I did. It said, I think Danny, she told me to type in the chat, to find it. Well, it turned out I had started it, but I didn't finish it completely.
Oh.
So all I had to do was finish a couple things. It must have been a long time ago because I don't even remember it really.
Yes, and I'm glad they sent me an email. It was today or yesterday, like last morning, and I was planning to do it this weekend, and then I realized Sunday's the 31st.
Oh,
so if anyone hasn't done it, you literally only have 2 days.
Wow.
So,
yeah, so that was good. I was glad that you read that, and I was just kind of like doing my cleaning and just listening and everything, and I'm like, what has to be done before the end of the month?
Yes.
So that was good. Yeah.
That's what I do when I listen to your live or anybody else's live. It's while I'm doing other things. So
yeah, doing dishes or like if I'm driving somewhere, I'll just turn it on and then just, listen. I'm obviously not watching it, but yeah. So it's kind of nice to connect with people and to keep updated with different things. I mean, for Outschool, I'm not really doing much this month, but we'll see what the future holds. But yeah.
Yeah,
so
I'm same boat.
Yeah.
What am I up to as far as teaching, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm working at Budbee now too.
Okay.
Yes. So it's like ESL hours, but a marketplace like Outschool, but only in South Korea. So
right.
it's hit or miss whether the class is booked, but I would say most days of the week I have at least one class. I may open like, I don't know, anywhere from 3 to 5, but I had one this morning, one yesterday, I have one tomorrow, and also one on Sunday. So,
wow.
I didn't, at the beginning of the summer, I didn't even know about Budbee. Well, I kind of knew about it, but I didn't have much going on, and Outschool got slow. So I'm kind of glad this fills in some gaps.
Very good. Okay. I'm just going to give recognition to our friends here. Hello, Rebecca.
Hello.
Do any moment with a new child. And she has some good videos on her channel. We did like a little, what is it called? A challenge, 14-day challenge. I still have a few more videos to do for that. Rebecca's got some good ones going. She's really upped her game with her videos. Fancy. I got some new techniques in there. And hello, Kathy. Thanks for coming. Hello, Kelly. And hello.
Oh, thank you.
Your class.
Thank you, Kathy. I got to meet Kathy in person just a couple weeks ago when I was on vacation. Yes.
That is so great.
Yeah. So she lives pretty close to where my in-laws live. So we met at an Applebee's while I was there. Yes.
Great. Well, I'm headed down to where soon. I don't know if we're going to be able to. It's always like hurry on down and hurry on back, and Kelly's right in the middle. So
yes.
We
almost met, but I think you didn't end up going 95. You went a different way or something. Yeah.
And this time I'm going with my daughter. Like, she has a big van, so we're kind of all going together. But Mary from VIP Kid Mary, Pampered Chef Mary, I literally saw her in a parking lot in Pennsylvania. Did you hear that story?
I saw you guys talking about it in the group chat. That is
I literally saw her and I was like, that is my friend Mary. And my whole family thought I was crazy. So I was texting her and everything. And but she didn't text me right back because she's by herself. She's probably preoccupied with everything. And it turned out that was her. So you never know. Keep your eyes open.
Small world.
Traveling.
I know Mary's only 2 hours from me, so one of these days I should meet her.
Yeah, she's awesome. Maybe she'd do a Pampered Chef demo for you. Like, her new place looks amazing. Yeah, she's great. Okay, so Budbee, and you got Outschool, and you had, I like that new platform that you interviewed. Was it Chrissy?
Yes, and I plan to join their platform. She wants me to make a class description. I need to read a little more about the company. But my goal is, like, it sounds like I'm applying for a lot of companies, but here's my goal. No new content. So, like, if I've already created a class for Outschool or somewhere else, then I can use it in whatever platforms I'm doing. So my goal is to, like, just teach more, but not have to create any more content. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that would work, because you do the same classes in the different companies and then see which one takes off, and then you could narrow it down. If one takes off, you could just go with that one.
Right. And with the
I don't get this comment. We have the photo.
Oh, a photo of both of us.
Okay.
Yes. Next time I go live, I'll show you.
Okay. Yeah.
We do have a photo.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Yes. But at least with, like, at the new Christian company from Chrissy from Heart Academy. She wants me to teach civics so I can do it from more of a Christian worldview, whereas I'm not allowed to do that in Outschool. Yes.
Yeah, I've been learning a lot about all things civics. Obviously, I'm on the school board now, so
that's great.
Yeah, but I actually have been doing a course on the Constitution. It's a website that I went to that you pay $100 and you get everything on the website.
Oh, wow.
But it's been hard because we don't follow everything as a country right now. So it gets a little, if you know too much, it gets a little discouraging.
Yes. Well, I don't know.
I went local. I said, I can't change the whole world, but I can try and make a difference where I live.
Well, you know what? All politics are local. I try to tell people that all the time, but I think people didn't really actually see that until the pandemic happened.
Right.
Like it's all very local.
Politics, people think politics is, where you have to, I guess for me, when I think of the word politics, it sounds more like we're fighting over something. But politics is actually just getting to know your community. How does it work? And how can I get involved and make a difference in my community? And that, I've learned that there's so many, like even in our small town, we have openings for different boards. And the more people that are helping, the more pressure it takes off the people that are actually in those places.
Right. And, the more you get really, really local.
Yeah. And once you know more about your town, it helps you to understand why are the taxes this price? What are we paying for it? And then you get involved in knowing the inner workings of your own community.
Exactly.
And it does help. And sometimes, they need reminders like, we need an update in our town, we have to update our water towers because we have a small country town. So some people have wells and some people get water off the water towers. And so it's like, okay, I think it's time for an update. What are we doing with the water towers? And they're like, oh yeah, we haven't updated everybody on that, so it's just, there's a lot to do for a few people. So
it can be very, very local. And do you mind if I ask you, if this is too personal, tell me, but are you getting paid to be on the school board?
Well, we get a nominal fee. Like we do get paid a little bit, but it's nothing compared to the hours you put into it.
Okay.
And not as much as the people we actually like boss. We don't boss them around, but we make decisions for the school. We're actually on the top tier of the school, and we don't get paid with the people, the principals and all that. We just get like a kind of like a representative, only gets a nominal amount. It's
like a state representative. Yeah. And then, so, but it takes people who are just like, like in my area, it's just like moms who are like, I want to say what's on the board, so I'm going to run. But I think that's great. And I agreed with that one video you did, and Rebecca said something similar on her last video where you're saying like, no matter what, whether your kids are in public, private, homeschooling, like you need to be involved. So and I think that's great.
The public school, it represents the entire community.
Yes.
We all pay into it. So people because I don't send my kids to public school, so some people think I don't belong on the school board. That's not a secret. But the way I look at it is we're all in the town. We're all paying taxes. So whoever the people vote for belongs on the school board. And I do have an education degree, but you don't even need that. Like you just can be a community member. And the truth is, when you see someone face to face, you're not going to try to, I'm not anyway. Maybe some people would, but I honestly want the best for our community. So
well, you know what I say to anyone who says that to you, they could have run and they didn't. So why don't you go give your time if you're going to criticize someone else?
It's a lot of time. Like somebody asked me if I enjoyed it, and I'm like, I do enjoy learning. So I'm enjoying learning about my community and getting to know the inner workings. Like I wish I had done this sooner. I guess I could say that. I wish I had been more involved sooner. But as far as enjoying, it's a lot of time. Like it takes time out of your family. this week I had 2 meetings. One was short. It was only a little over an hour. Some meetings are 3 hours. Like I'll sit in the same chair for 3 hours. I never sit in a chair for 3 hours.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work. I don't think I could do it.
Last night I had a 2-hour meeting. But that was interesting because it was strategic planning. So they have people from the school board, people from the school, like principals, teachers, and parents and community members. Yeah. So we all get together and we talk about our plans for the future of the school. So I think that's going to be, it's not something I wanted to do. Another school board member was going to do it, but she resigned for some reason. I don't know why, a couple days ago. And so I'm taking her place. So I figure it's from the Lord because I wouldn't have volunteered for this because I'm already doing other things. But it's a learning experience watching different people with different goals coming together and strategically planning.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, but I love all things education. I think that kids need to be our most highest priority right now, and our future, our retirement depends on it.
Yes.
And their future, their future is in our hands right now.
Yeah, I'm lucky I live in a good public school district, or else I wouldn't. But and then I teach at a private school. I have homeschooled before, so I've done everything like you.
If I hadn't had 13 kids, I probably would have had fewer things. But with so many, and you have to be willing to, even as a teacher, as a parent, to not necessarily stick with one thing. Like for you, you had to kind of adapt. When you have family issues, you adapt. Okay, we're going to do this, and it all works together for the good of the person going through it, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, so you're going to try for it's a Heart Academy. I really liked her spirit, and her attitude was really cool.
Me too.
Website.
And she's been around a while, so that's a plus too. It's an established company. So, I'm open to working for new companies too, but just there's always startup and growing pains, with those kind of companies too. Right. So,
yeah, I think the Heart Academy thing I liked about it was she didn't sound like she thought of an idea and now she's going to make it work. Hers has grown organically. It's just grown with, okay, we got to do this because we have so many more students. We got to do this because this happened. She's adapting to the crowd rather than trying to find the crowd. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Adapted with 2020 or started in person. So yes.
So that's really cool. Yeah. So you guys just went on vacation, right?
Yes, Niagara Falls.
Yeah, that is really cool. I love the zip lining video.
I know. Yeah, I need to post more pictures. Yes, that was my first time ever going there. So.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'd never been before. So
I don't think I've ever seen the zip lining. Is that new?
I don't know, since it was my first time going, but somebody else did comment that on my Facebook too. Oh, I was there just a few years ago and I didn't see that. So it must be. It was on the Canada side. So we stayed in Canada, but we also did go to the New York side and explored that a little bit too.
Yeah, that is so cool. I've been there a few times, but I don't remember ever seeing zip lining. But, we always used to talk about, people that would put a rope from one end to the other and try to go across or go across on a barrel and all these weird things people have tried. But
yes, that lady was a teacher too. And she was 63 or something.
Oh, really?
Yes. Back in the early 1900s when people didn't live as long too. So yeah.
Not something I would try.
No.
The zip lining, I don't even know if I would do that. That looked really scary.
It was pretty secure. I've gone on amusement rides that are more scary than that.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
It looked like it was pretty far.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So they tell you different things based on your weight. I have no idea the science behind that, but like you have to like hold on, or some like kids had to like hold their legs, or at a certain weight you could put your arms out. So
wow. Cool.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was fun. I recommend it. And then also the other highlight was that, and the other highlight was like a boat that takes you like really close to the falls. Yeah. And you get really rained on. You can do that on the New York or the Canada side.
Did you do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Very cool.
The Canada side's nicer to stay on, though. If anyone's
Is it?
Yeah. The New York area is kind of run down. Like they have a nice park, and that's where we went and explored. But like outside of the park, like the hotels and that area is kind of dingy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting. All right. That is so cool. So what are your plans for the school year next year?
Well, I'm going to go back. I'm going to continue teaching one class at the Christian school in person, and the same class.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured the second year, hopefully it'll be a little easier.
I'm sure that's a big help to them.
Yeah. I mean, they have trouble finding people just because, it's a part-time job. But they've had a huge increase in enrollment. I'm sure the climate in the schools had something to do with that, but they have a lot of new students this year. And then I'll continue to work at Outschool. Hopefully the bookings have been slow this summer. So hopefully it's just a summer thing and they come back in the fall. Budbee, Heart Academy. I'll do all these things, but again, not creating any new content even if I join new places, old content. So always, even at Budbee, like they have a younger crowd, but I didn't create any new content. I just went with some of the old classes I used to teach at Outschool. Yeah.
So Budbee is create your own classes too?
It is. It's very much like Outschool, just ESL hours, and it's based in South Korea.
So you don't teach them English?
No, they kind of just the guy Andrew, who created it, wanted them to practice English, but not like a formal class. So,
cool.
Yeah. So it's so much like Outschool, with the exception of it's all ESL hours, not even open at all during the day.
Okay. So what hours do you open for Budbee?
So between 6 and 9, I think like 8:50. Like you can't do the 9 a.m. I'm in Eastern time for anyone watching. You can't do the 9 a.m., but like you could do 8:50 is like the last class you can like schedule. So I guess however long that is. Yeah.
Are they looking for new teachers?
Oh, I'm sorry to say they're not, but but I promise. So if any of you aren't already subbed to my channel, I will like go live like on the spot if I find out they're hiring again, because lots of people have asked. I'll make an announcement.
I was thinking that teaching knitting would be a fun class to do like as an ESL class. Like if you have older kids and they want to do knitting, you could teach them knitting, but then you could also, so you could knit as a chat class and just talk about something, like maybe pick a topic like Evelyn always did for Spanish, was like do at a restaurant, words that you need to know for a restaurant, or words you need to know for traveling, things like that. And I always thought knitting with chatting, maybe like older kids.
Yeah.
I'll think of something like that, because that would be like a specialty. And do a group, because I really like the idea of getting paid more money than just like a private lesson.
Right. Yeah, that'd be a good one for Budbee, because that'd be a way they could practice their English and knit. And let me just say, you need a lot of patience for knitting, which I don't have, but my daughter, So before we went to Niagara Falls, we visited my in-laws, and there's not a lot to do there.
Yeah.
So she spent like 4 hours trying to start a knitting thing and ended up like undoing it and redoing it. And
you should have called me.
Yeah. She would watch YouTube. So like to figure out how to do it. But I don't have the patience. My mom taught me how to knit. And I guess I don't like that, like it takes forever and you only see like a tiny little, like you have to wait a long time to see the progress. So my mom taught my daughter, and she has more patience than me. So this was for VIP Kid, the hobby lessons, like something I did as a kid.
Yeah,
is my prop for knitting, the knitting one.
That's cool.
So,
the thing about it is, for my knitting classes, I have had a couple students who just like gave up. They just like, forget it. But then you'd be surprised at what some kids can do. They just stick with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
That's my daughter. She was going to keep doing it until she got it.
It's weird. It's almost like some people just like need to knit. It's just a really weird thing.
You can bring it anywhere though. Like I did scrapbooking as a hobby, and like you had to like take all the stuff out. You had to plan it. It had to be like at your house. Like knitting, you could just like bring it with you. You're in a waiting room at the doctor.
Now, what does she want to make? What is she trying to make?
She's trying to make a coaster because it was like, simple. Yeah. To start with.
I have on my channel, I have the grandma's knitting. I usually like to teach a dishcloth. So you start out with 4 stitches and then you add 1 and it makes a triangle and then you decrease. So that's kind of like one of the faster projects you can make.
Let me tell her about that. Yeah.
It's grandma's dishcloth.
Okay. Or and I know your channel. I'll just
and all you do is you cast on 4. Mm-hmm. And then every time you knit a row, you're adding a stitch. So instead of adding a whole bunch of stitches and then trying to knit them, you just, add a stitch every row. So it's kind of a quick gratification if you can figure out the knit stitch. I mean, I've had kids that couldn't even get that much done, but
it takes patience. I like sewing better, but I haven't done it in years. So
I haven't really this summer. I haven't done a lot of. I just did the yarn crafts. I did a yarn craft camp for Outschool, but I'm also using my Cricut to make posters and different things like that. So, yeah.
Kathy says, make sure you use cotton yarn for the dishcloth.
Yes, that is a good tip. Because you can make the same pattern with acrylic yarn, but it won't work the same. Like if you want to use it to wash a table off or to do your dishes with, you really kind of need the cotton.
Okay.
And the cotton isn't as stretchy, and you can throw it in your washing machine, wash it, and things like that. But if you just want it for decoration, it doesn't matter what yarn you use. Mm-hmm. But the cotton is, that's what I use for dishcloths. And like, if somebody's getting married, I'll make them like 10 to 15 dishcloths.
Oh, great idea.
Give them the dishcloths. Those are great because it saves money on paper towels and they work really well, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, I've also made them in the shape of a sunflower, the dishcloths. Okay. Actually, I should make some for my son's new wife. I didn't really make anything, or we traveled for their wedding this summer and I just gave them money because I figured, they could use that more than anything. But it's always fun to get something homemade too.
With having 13 kids and the stage they're at, I bet you're going to be doing all these weddings and new babies a lot.
That's coming true. Yeah, that's true. I was making stockings for all the new kids, and I'm behind by like 3.
How many grandkids do you have now?
I have 5, and then 1 on the way.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have some, like one daughter, she has 1. She won't be having any more for a while, I don't think. And then let's see. some of them aren't really into the big family thing.
Not everybody. My daughter says she never wants to have kids. Like, I hope she changes her
I think
mind,
that's
but
what a lot of people are saying now.
I know.
It's kind of sad.
It is. I really hope she changes her mind, but I have no control over it. So,
well, when you find the right person, things change. And it's good if they don't want kids and they don't have the right person yet.
That's true. Yeah, you don't want them to have kids too early. No. Yeah. No.
Like my oldest daughter, she wanted a whole bunch, but her pregnancies were terrible. Her kids are very high maintenance, so she's good with 4 for now.
That sounds like a lot to me. That's twice as many as I have.
Yeah. But she's the oldest of 13, so she figured, I want a lot of kids, but
right.
Yeah.
She kind of played the mommy role or helped you probably.
Oh yeah, she did. She did. She was very good. She was also a nanny. And I think that's what ruins people is when you become a nanny, you get paid to play with somebody's kids. And then when your kids, it's like you don't get paid, you get nothing. They don't really always appreciate you. And it's like a big shock.
You don't get to play with them all day. You have other things to do. Exactly. Like you're just coming to, my daughter had a bad babysitting experience, but I don't know if that was the only thing. It was just that made her not want kids. I don't know. My sister never wanted kids and then she never had them. She had foster kids for 1 year and then that was it. Yeah.
Really hard.
So
it's definitely a personal decision. I don't tell people what they should do either way because whatever your decision is, you got to live with it.
Right.
So, you just have to, I try to support my kids, whatever they do. And I say, hey, I raised you up till you're 18. After that, I'll give advice if you ask for it, but I just keep my mouth shut as much as possible.
That's hard. That's hard. My daughter turned YouTube. Well, my daughter turns 18 in a couple weeks, and I was just thinking, like, I always take her to the doctor. I always have to sign everything. I always have to speak for her, and it's literally going to be like transition to nothing.
Wow.
Like after she's 18, they're not going to talk to me. I'm not going to sign everything. It's going to be all her. Wow. I wish they'd have a transition period. You can't just go from all to nothing, which is basically what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, you have to transition it yourself. Like, I tell the kids, hey, you're getting older. You're going to have to make the decisions and I'm not going to be there for you. So, but they can still ask for advice. Like even my mom's, she wants somebody to come with her to the doctor. So if it's really important, they'll call you and say, hey, can you come with me? Because, you need an advocate. And sometimes you don't always understand what they're saying or you don't remember everything. So, they might like it for a little while, but after a while they settle down and say, maybe I do need some help or advice or support, encouragement, and push comes to shove. If something bad happens, you're going to be the one to help them out, when needed. I had my one daughter, she broke her arm and right up here, she was arm wrestling and she broke her arm right up here. It was awful.
Who was she arm wrestling?
She was living on her own and she was actually training to be an arm wrestler.
Oh, wow.
And this is how strong she is in her mind. Her mind kept going and her body broke, that is a strong spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And she called her younger sister to take her to the doctors. And I was like, what's going on? And she told me, and I'm like, I'll be right there. Mm-hmm. I will be there. I'm not sending some little girl to go with you.
Yeah.
So she needed a lot of help, but she's okay now.
That's good. Yeah.
But, no more arm wrestling. And that is a thing. I looked it up. People that arm wrestle, it does happen. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. To each his own.
I think it's like how you're holding your hand or something. If you don't hold it exactly right. So it would be for somebody who's new or something. But yeah, don't do it. Don't let anybody talk you into arm wrestling.
I wasn't planning on it.
So yeah. All right.
Kathy
So
said, "Oh, go ahead. Were you going
I
to
was
read?"
just going to ask you. You said you're going to work at the Christian school, and you're going to work. Are you still working for Outschool? And then
Yes.
you're going to do Heart Academy. Are you going to do that other company? The
Budbee.
Oh, Budbee.
Yes. Yeah. And like I said, I'm hoping it'll be less work. I'll just plug in some classes wherever I can and see what books. I don't know what's going to happen with Outschool this year. I'm a little scared because there's a lot more teachers and a lot of students are going back to in person. But I will just put a bunch of things up and see what books and take it from there. I mean, we have this business is up and down and
Yeah. So do you have a set amount that you want to make per week, or do you even think about that? Because it's kind of discouraging if you
I don't. Yeah, it's hard to think of that because it varies so much. Right now.
And there are other streams. I was just telling my daughter, she's going to college and she knows what she wants to do with her degree and everything. And I was just telling her, even if you have a good job, it's good to diversify and, have a second type of income stream of some sort. You never know what you might come up with as far as, I know Kathy, she does ESL now on Outschool and she really likes it. Yeah, you just never know what's gonna take off. I mean, I'm doing gardening now. I got a tower garden that can go outside and inside. So I'm hoping that will actually save us a little money in produce and things. So, I mean, that's the other thing is making money and saving money.
Yeah, we were talking about we need to go and slash some bills. Like your video actually convinced me. You had several videos where you're like, just do lettuce. So I'm seriously thinking about doing lettuce because of your video.
Yes, that is a great idea. And even I'm gonna do a video about sprouts.
Okay.
Sprouts and microgreens. Those are things you can grow inside. And if you look that up, the what's the vitamins that those things will give you, and that's quick growing. So say it's in the middle of the winter and you're like, man, I really need some healthier food right now. Maybe you're eating out of cans or something, but you can't get to the store. I have seeds, you do have to buy the seeds, but sprouts you can grow in 5 to 7 days. You put those on, say you make eggs, you can put them on your eggs, on your salad, on a sandwich. It's just sprouts, and then microgreens take 7 to 14 days. And those are actually better for you than even sprouts. And those are things you can grow inside. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, I need more. I can't have longer. I need more instant gratification. Not like today, but that's why I'd rather do sewing than knitting.
Right. And potatoes, I'm going to try potatoes. I just did some potatoes in bags. I'm going to try. Those have to be in dirt. So I don't really want to bring a lot of dirt inside the house. But if I plant them now, and maybe I'll have to bring them in at the, sometime in October for another month, that wouldn't be too bad because they're in bags and they have handles. So you can just pick them up, bring them inside so if you can grow anything. And I made a little video, I haven't put it up yet, but one of the things I said was, if at some point we need to grow our own food, at least we've started to learn how to do it because it is so out of our mind, myself and our society, we just haven't grown our own food.
Yeah, I'm more confident. My husband, I know, could grow his own food because he has a green thumb and it's kind of what he does for a living. So cool. Yeah. If the world ever,
takes a turn. I think that if everybody grows something on their own little piece of property, and then, at some point, who knows what's going to happen, but I don't anticipate our country going completely foodless, but it could be that it's just scarce,
Yeah.
and we have to wait in lines or something. So at least if you have something.
It's just too expensive, which we're heading in that direction right now. Yeah. So I mean, growing can use their own, definitely.
Yeah. My husband bought, my daughter's birthday was yesterday, and he said he wanted to have her come over, and we're going to buy some steak tips down at the restaurant. We have a really nice restaurant that has been on TV, Grocery Guys, or whatever it is, that game show. And it's an amazing, people come from all over to go there, and we've gotten meat there before. I got 4 pounds of sirloin tips, and it was $75.
Wow.
So I was like, happy birthday. I'm not buying anything extra.
Yeah.
There's your gift.
Yeah. Meat is getting expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Out of this world. So, yeah. So it's still available. It's just you're going to pay a lot for it. And that's a lot.
Yes. Maybe it's time to start eating beans.
Yeah.
Cheaper and healthier. Yeah.
Roasting beans. I'm growing beans, tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce. But lettuce is good because you can put that on your, sandwiches, or you can eat it with something. And it just kind of gives you a sense of growing things. So anyway, did you have anything else to add to our discussion today?
Oh, let's see. There was something I was going to say back when we were talking about something else. Oh yeah. My daughter's she's going to try to apply to Outschool when she turns 18 to do flex classes. Yeah. So I will advertise, because she's not going to be on all the social media as we are. I mean, Facebook's for old people, so she's not on that. Yeah. I think YouTube can go either way, but
Instagram is big for the young people.
That's true. Yeah, she's there. Instagram, TikTok. I think YouTube too, just different circles of YouTube than what we do.
What's she going to teach?
She really loves rocks. Oh, she wants to do also a video game class. And I told her you can have classes that are just for fun. Like you don't actually have to teach them. It could just be like a club. So I think she wants to do flex classes so she can have a flexible schedule and do her other job too. So
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep us updated. I tried to talk my daughter into it. I'm like, you could dress up like Ariel, or what's the name?
Ariel.
Or who are the other people? I don't even know.
Let's see, Snow White.
Yeah. and you could have a tea party, and you'll probably be a star. Like, he's like, no. I'm like, wow. Someday you might think about it.
Right.
If she knew how much money I made teaching yarn crafts, she would definitely do it.
Yeah.
So, but I like the yarn crafts because it gets me a little bit off of my, the brain stuff, just.
Oh, math. I'm sure that's hard. I'm sure that's hard to teach. Yeah.
Yeah. I do enjoy it. I don't teach it on Outschool for the upper grades just because I don't do Common Core, and the math teacher is not a miracle worker. Like, I'm sorry if you get onto the show or onto my class and I tell you you're going to have to practice, like there's nothing I can do to make you learn it. Some things you just have to practice.
Definitely. And even though, so I might not be teaching math on Outschool, but I tutor, and I'm working with one girl very specifically to get her ahead on 6th grade math. And I've tutored other kids in math. And I feel like everything in life, God made us all different. Some kids just get it easily, and other kids don't get it at all. And then there's the middle ground where they get it, but they need a little extra help. So I can imagine if you have even a small group, like you probably have a small class at a private school, even that you probably have ranges of kids who get it and don't. That's got to be hard. Yeah.
Well, and we have kids that come in from other schools. Like if they start with our curriculum at the beginning, they're usually pretty good. Mm-hmm. But when there's a lot of different curriculums out there. So if they come in and they've done something else, they might think, oh, I'm so behind. So I try to tell them, it's not necessarily that you're behind. You just had a different style of math or, and it's just that we have to, just work on this type of program, which I think is very good, very, practical for all areas. But, they do have to, because if you jump in at 6th grade or 7th grade or 8th grade, there's a lot of stuff they might not have had. So
right.
Or they learned it catching up, but it doesn't really mean that you are behind necessarily.
Right. You just learned it differently or at a different time. Yeah.
And I think like when my mom was in school, that generation, it was more of a general consensus of what math is, and everybody did the same thing. And in my generation, it was kind of going off, and this past generation has been
totally different.
Yeah, totally. I doing a different thing.
My kids think I don't know how to do math. Like, no, I went to school. I maybe just don't do it the way you do it, and then I can't help them. Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I think getting back to the traditional way is better, but
I do too. But maybe we're biased. I know, definitely. Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate your coming, and I look forward to your updates, and thank you for all that you do for all of us teachers.
Thanks for having me.
It's been good catching up.
Yeah.
And check out Kelly's channel for the Niagara Falls zipline video and her updates on Tuesdays. And thank you for keeping us informed with all the new companies and everything.
No problem.
And we'll see you around. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.